back. Got the boat back a few weeks ago, and the boat is now running perfect. First off, they rebuilt and cleaned the carburetors. They said they were pretty gummed up, and that was due to water possibly in the fuel. So they also found a lot of water in the fuel separator. That's their idea about why the carburetors were all gummed up. They also replaced the fuel prime ball. They said it was a very old prime ball and that fuel was going back the other way. So fuel was going back and forth, and we only wanted to go one way into the motor. They also replaced the spark plugs. I also had an issue with my oil tank. This is a 2-stroke motor. Oil is separated from the fuel. The pump was bad, so it wasn't pumping oil into the engine. And also the anchor. I have a spare anchor at the house, but it's too long. It won't fit in the anchor lock, so I'll have to figure out a different solution for that anchor problem. I also renewed my Boat USA, so now I can get a tow without getting charged an arm and leg. You guys are boaters. You should have Boat USA or Vessel Assist, one of those types of services. And I have the gold package, meaning there's no limit to that. So when I go to San Clemente Island or I tuna fish, those guys can come out and get me if something goes wrong or bring me oil or fuel or whatever. I also got my California boater's card. It took about 4 or 5 hours to review all the materials, take those quizzes, and pass the test. So it is a long process, but I highly recommend you guys getting that if you do own a boat. There's a lot of information there. It was good to know, good to go over. Out here right now, there's a ton of people and they're all running wild. They're running wide open. They have no idea about the rules and regulations, and it just makes it really dangerous. So if you know the rules and regulations, at least you're safer, somewhat. All right, enough talking. Let's get out there and go fishing. Double rig, boys. This is why you throw the double rig. Catch one, catch two. Couple calicos, double rig. Tide is really high right now, so these kelp stringers are really submerged. Kind of fan casting around, I saw a big old wolf pack of calicos come up on it, so killed the motor, and now we're fishing right here. Little guy on the iron, surface iron fish. At least we found some fish now. Little guy, surface iron. Let's keep with it. Here we go, guys. Another calico here. Bunch of buddies with it. Let's see if we can get another one. One had it. Second fish did have it, but okay. Still catching them. Still catching them, still catching them. Good to be finding some fish though. Oh, that's a pretty looking one. Small guy. About legal, but we want the bigger one. Whew. Man, they were all over it. They were all over it right there. Whew. Couldn't get one to stick. I think they're swiping through it. It's like a school of bait fish, so they're just swiping right through it. See if we can get one. There we go. Got a little one. See if we get another one. That's the name of the game here, is try to get twofer. I don't see any buddies with them, so go ahead and put them in the boat. Smaller kind. Definitely on that smaller model. It's all right, we're working our way up to it. I did see a big one in the mix, so we're looking for that big one. small guy. I mean, they're just about legal, so I shouldn't say small, but they're not giants. The wind drift is really fast right now. It's kind of windy, so our drift is moving pretty quick. So I did get a number of bites. On that one drift. That was the first drift we did right there. Saw some fish. I was throwing the surface iron. Saw some fish come up trying to tag it. Saw one really nice one. And now we're going to go ahead and re-drift it because there's something more on the upper side of this. Possibly more kelp, and then we just blew over it. So I'm going to check a little higher from where I started. Possibly I ran it over. So let's get up there. Give it some more casts. Let's catch some fish. Here we go. They're about this cookie cutter size out here. Like 13, 14 inches. Work on that bigger bite though. See if we can't get a bigger one to stick or get two. I want to load up on these things. So we loaded up this time, boys. Yeah, that's what's up. Two. Yo, and one's a good one. One is definitely a good one. Look at that size difference right there. So that's what you're looking for. 100%. You want to catch the small one, and typically the big one jumps on to compete with the small one. So it's a pretty good method to catch some fish. Go. Fighting on a bunch of times. Finally got him to stick. Dub skis. Again, small and big. It's like robbing big over here. Yeah. That's definitely the goal right there, to get two on one cast. Typically that small one's gonna bite that bait fish first, and then the big one comes in for that secondary bait. Sweet. Let's get them in. There we go. Double again. Sick. Yes. Dude. It's a party. It's a Calico party. That's it. That's what I like to do. I want to catch two at once. I'm trying to get that bigger one to bite, so this is a very effective way to do it. 1-2 punch. Love it, love it. Okay, we're gonna get these two back in the water. I love calico bass fishing. Just about my favorite type of fishing to do. Especially like to get them on the Warbaits stuff, mono swim baits, you know, all the stuff we make. Very gratifying. This is why Warbaits was created in the first place. Catch calico bass in thick, nasty structure. Thankfully it's grown on, and now other people use it for other types of applications as well. It's great to see. There we go. Meta, single. Woo! They're swiping at it from below. Get that double. All right. Got the one. Has great drawing power. It's going to draw those fish from quite a ways. It's a baby school of fish, so another nice legal. That one tagged it pretty far out. You're going to wind them on nice and steady, hopefully get that second fish. Single fish. Barracuda swiping at it. onto a decent pick here. Let's check the swim baits. Kind of got thrash. Leaders. Leaders are good. All right, let's keep with it. Oh, it came off. See if we can get him back. Not on the comeback. Nothing on the comeback. We got tore up on that one. Let's re-rig. Little one at the boat. Came from a pretty long distance to hit it. Barracudas. Lots of barracudas in here. Thrashing the swim baits up. Too many barracuda biters right here. We're gonna move back up the line so you can catch more calicos. Go. Calico surface iron. Woo! Popped them off right there. Just trying to locate the fish here, so found them. Get back to swim baiting. Super green guy. Didn't know what hit him. There we go. Stuck him that time. Had two on, one came off. No worries. No worries, no worries. They're both about the same size, so not big ones. So not big ones. So far what I found out is on this outer stuff, seems like smaller fish. As I drift further inward, the fish do get bigger. So we're starting off on the outside, catching a few small ones. Hopefully we can get some bigger ones on the inside. There we go. On the wind and pause right there. I was burning it. I wind and paused it. Double. Dude, they're loaded over here. Sick. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. I like these doubles. All right. Shredding the swim baits though, big time. So, all right, we still look good. Swim baits are tore up, but they're castable, so let's do this. Wow, there's a lot of fish right there. Wow, they all came from deep. They all came from the outside, boy. They were rushing brown cloud style. So we're gonna make some casts to the outer limits here. Hopefully pick up a bigger fish. Look to be some bigger ones with it. Single fish though, let's get them in. Get that brown cloud back. Location acquired. All right, I think I found where they're at. Switch back to the swim bait. I'm gonna get more than one. He had the buddies with him, but only one of them took it. Outside again, small guys. It's like a consistent thing here. When I say outside, I'm in 58 foot of water right here. And then once I get into like 46, that's when the bigger fish start to bite. But we're just on a drift right now. Right over the kelp stalks. They're submerged. You can see just the tops of them here. Probably about 10 feet down. That's what the kelp is. These bass are living in the kelp and blasting out, eat these two baits. Not a giant, but a good one. He had me working for it too. Yeah, decent bass there. He's got that great color on his face. That's when you know they're about to start spawning. Let's get him in. Double. Oh, single. Nice one though. Looked like a double at first. Bait fish eaters, sharp teeth, warm fish. The water's still pretty warm out here. There's some isolated kelp stuff right now, just making a drift through. See if we can get some more. Shot out from underneath the kelp, grabbed it. Had some buddies with him, didn't take it. See if we can get a couple more before we take off here. Great trip overall. Boat ran perfect. I was able to get into a lot of calico bass. Got a couple big ones. I'm still looking for that 10-pounder, but I'm very happy to be able to get into those fish with having no knowledge of what was going on out there at that time. So let me break down that gear I was using to catch those fish. For the majority of the day, I fished the double rig. The double rig is extremely effective. You're able to fish 2 baits at once. And a lot of times those calico bass are swarming on the one bait. The smaller fish typically run up on the baits, attacking it, while a big one lurks underneath, waiting for an easier opportunity to eat a meal. So you'll hook one fish and then hopefully a second one jumps on. The reel I'm using is an Abu Garcia Beast 40. I've incorporated a power handle with an oversized knob for more strength when pulling on a fish. And that's spooled up with Berkley X5 65-pound braided line. This braided line, it has a texture, it's rough. If I do get caught up in the kelp, this line will saw through those kelp stalks. And the specs on the rod, it's a Phoenix Ultra Swim Bait, fast action, 800H, 8 foot, 15 to 50 pound class, and the lure weight is 2 to 8 ounces. I was using 2 different size swim baits and 2 different size swim bait heads. On the shorter leader bait, I was using a 3/4 ounce with a 5-inch swim bait. And on the longer leader bait, I was using a Warbaits 1 ounce and burnt, a 5.5 to 6-inch bait. On the longest leader, it was 30 inches from the swivel. And on the shorter leader, it was 22 inches from the swivel. So with this presentation, you're gonna have staggered baits, 2 different head sizes, so they're gonna run at different parts of the water column. For that double rig setup, I have 1 swivel tied to the main line braid, tied to that 30-inch leader line, and then I have that secondary swivel tied to the shorter 22-inch leader, and it's free flowing through the braided line. So when you catch a fish on one of the lines, they're not tied to each other. Bait's able to move freely through the water column to hopefully catch that secondary bite. I want to thank you all for the support you're giving Warbaits and this channel. We're growing, and it's because of you. Our online store, warbaits.com, is busy every day. We're packing orders, making baits, and shipping daily. Right now, the best way to get our product is from our online store. We do have a good supply for the online orders, and all that stuff is shipped out of California. If you need any of the Warbaits or the underspins or new hats, we do have some new hats online right now. Go to warbaits.com. Hopefully something in this video inspired you to go fishing, or perhaps one of these techniques will help out in your fishery. Fishing's fun, it's summer, these bass are starting to spawn, so get out there, go fishing, hook that giant.